one final thing to talk about is the New York Mets and what happened to them, because they had Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, the roster was good, but again, flop as usual, just sell as usual, and I can't say anything as a Mets fan because I can't defend myself either. I feel bad for the Mets fan base. I feel bad that your coach, your team roster just underperformed and just failed you guys. As a Yankees fan, I've talked about the Padres before, or last video, saying how bad they have been. And I feel bad for their fan base. And Mets fans, I feel bad for them. Because we're the highest payroll. Obviously, that doesn't matter as much as it means anymore, because having the highest payroll doesn't mean shit when you don't win. But as a Yankees fan, if you're a Mets fan or a Padres fan, all three of y'all can agree with us. Like, we had the worst seasons by far that we've had in our... As a Yankees fan, I had my anger already spilled. Padres team pissed me off. So I thought they were making the playoffs this year. I was a believer in Tatis. I was to be healthy. Machado, what they would all do. And they've, again, proven to just fail every year. It's a disappointment. These 2 seasons were failures. And then the Mets, obviously, coming off of a 100-win season, went back to rock bottom. Obviously, their roster wasn't great. Injuries hurt them. Inconsistent bats by Pete Alonso and Lindor. The offense would never hit. Evers. Just all the things that you could think of with the Yankees, Padres, and Mets pretty much occurred. Us 3 teams, I feel horrible about. I'm sorry for Mets fans, Padres fans, and even my Yankee fans, who we all know how bad of a season this has been. I know fans are happy that the Yankees are suffering now. I know every fan base is enjoying it. As a fan, it's not enjoyable. It's just how y'all all feel. And I know how it feels to be this team that and we're never going to get better. And that's the thing. Our division's going to get better. The Mets division's going to always get better. And the Padres division is just such a barn burner. Now the Diamondbacks have a chance to make the playoffs. So the Yankees, Mets, and Padres all got eliminated. And I went on a rant about the Yankees last video, just saying how much of a disappointment the team is, and the Padres, because I feel bad that they're treating you like this. Your offense goes on streaks. Xander Bogaerts did not have the year we thought he would. Tatis had a really good year, but keeps having these problems on the field. Can't stay on the field for more than a season and gets into trouble. And then Manny Machado, obviously, had a down year from his MVP season. And it gets worse every year. You just sit there and you watch your team want to get better. And the Mets obviously had over 100 wins and then fell from grace. I feel bad for all 3 of us, and I just think a rant has to be said for our teams. Specifically the Yankees, I had to go on a rant about it. I'm tired of it. And I had to put this to bed because I was planning to make a video today about this anyway. Talk about the Yankees, Mets, Padres, like what happened to us. And as the Mets are not going to get as big of a rant because honestly, I felt worse for the Mets than the Yankees did. And I honestly predicted the Yankees to. I thought they'd do a lot better than this. And then just seeing this team play, and then the Aaron Judge, John Carlos thing, just everything with this team is terrible. Mets fans alike, I know how it feels, man. It's just pain to watch your team continue to lose. But thankfully, you guys are winning games to have some hope for next year. But the Yankees really don't have much. They have to improve their team. And any Mets fan, Yankees fan, or even Padres fan can agree, we all 3 need to get better. We need to play better. It's a disgrace what us fans have to watch every single day. Sit there and watch these teams lose every day, knowing we want a World Series for our fan bases to get happier, get better. But when things get worse and teams get worse, management gets worse, things just get out of control. The Yankees and Mets and Padres might be worse now because of how better the league has been. So it's frustrating. Our team should be doing better. Our management should be doing better. Our teams should be playing better than what they're showing on the field every year. The injuries that we all have kills us every year. Kills the Yankees every year when we can't stay on the field. So as a fan of the Yankees And I don't hate the Mets, by the way. I actually like the Mets. If you're being honest with me, I like the Mets. Obviously, I have Mets cousins and friends that I like to talk trash to, but in general, it's much love over here. I don't hate the Mets fan base. I feel bad for them, how their team has been handling it. And I want the Mets to get better. I want the Padres to get better. I don't even want my team to get better. But us three teams don't get better. The Yankees, Padres, and Mets have the highest payroll in baseball. The Yankees don't want to exceed a luxury. They don't want to get better. And their management and their team is terrible. Mets fans, like you guys know how this season's went for y'all. Your team's been injured. You always have injuries. Pete Alonso and half your offense gets inconsistent. I don't think the Mets should trade Pete. Me personally, and I agree with Mets fans. Some Mets fans out there probably think they should to get better value out of first base. And again, I said it before, like obviously, yes, sometimes he'll be inconsistent and the bat will always not be there. But what Pete brings you guys is hitting, the power. He plays great first base. Actually, I think one of the most underrated first basemen in the league. I think people sleep on that. And that's what makes him good. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a better first baseman in your farm system and develop them. But it's going to be tough losing a bat like that derives that much power, hits well. And sometimes he'll go on a streak, and then sometimes, obviously, he'll be inconsistent. It's like a Giancarlo Stanton thing. Those two guys will... And, hey, I'll say this. I love Pete Alonso as a defender. I think he's actually one of the better defenders in the league, but never gets rep because no one talks about him. Brandon Nimmo, I think, is the most underrated center fielder. Again, doesn't get enough credit. The Mets have a great team, but they always underperform, and the roster's never there completely. Their pitching's never really good. Can't figure it out sometimes. They couldn't figure out Verlander and Scherzer. Now, obviously, they've been hurt, so... Let me know as Mets fans, Padres fans, and Yankee fans how you guys feel. As a Yankees fan, I feel horrible for you guys both. And as a Yankees fan, I want my team to get better, but we just won't. And that's just how baseball works, unfortunately. You don't get better, your division will get better. You don't prove you can win. Teams are not going to fear you, as our division won't fear us because they just laugh at us and we get made fun of for trying to start a fight, or we're soft as fans because we boo our team. If you are fans, right, and your manager, your GM, your fan base gets mad at your players and start booing, we should be allowed to boo our team. We want them to play better. We want them to get better. We want them to improve. And just hearing Aaron Boone say on podcasts saying it's disgusting, we don't like it, Hal getting confused why we're mad. We have a reason to be mad. The play on the field isn't being shown. The World Series caliber team hasn't shown up. And I knew from the first point this team is not capable of winning with the roster that they have constructed. Terrible roster on top and bottom. The trades we've made, we can't make a good trade to save our lives. The players we keep and the guys we sign are old veterans that are washed up and unfortunately don't do nothing. And then when they leave, they have better seasons. Aaron Hicks should have been gone years ago. Donaldson's trade should never have happened. IKF should have been traded. All these guys, we should have kept Gio Urshela. I mean, obviously it was time to move on from Gary. He just never produced. We got to start Austin Wells. We got to play younger baseball. But this is just a video rant about the Yankees, Mets, and Padres and how they prove their teams, how they run. I just want to, if you guys in the comments want to, we can all talk as fans. I like the Mets and I like the Padres fan bases. I feel bad for Mets fans, Padre fans, which you guys, and Yankee fans around the world, because we all know how it feels just not having a World Series in a decade. Hurts me as a Yankees fan. I don't experience this often, but just losing to the Astros, getting owned by them, just it's a different feel. And for Mets fans and Padre fans alike, I know how it feels. So, hope we all get better. Talk in the comments. Talk what you want to say. We as fan bases need to improve. We as fan bases need our teams to get better. And that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.